It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for Randy's Guitar Attic on YouTube. So sit back for the next hour and talk guitars and much, much more. So here's your host, Randy. Woohoo! Yay, yay, yay. Hey, hey. Here we are on a Wednesday night. Mitchell, good to see you, my friend. Wednesday night, yes, as always, we're here making sure the quad cortex. So to start off with this, the quad cortex, last week during the stream, it kind of quit working. Excuse me. And so we had to contact Neural DSP about it. Terry, how are you? And I thought for sure they would not, help me out with this thing. I thought, it's a lost cause. Because what's happened with it is the screen is gone. There is no screen. So I've stuck on the one, at least I'm on the one patch that I had that I know where everything is and I like it. So I reached out to them, and lo and behold, they were super cool about it. Said, yeah, we'll send you a tag to send it back, and you just have to pay us and we'll be all good. So it's going to go back hopefully very soon, and I'll get it back very soon. I know the last time I actually sold, I sent my last one in. Charlie's back at the shop. Matt, good to see you. So they said, yeah, send it on back. It's going to go back. And like last time I said, they took my last one. They said, I sent it back, and it was out for maybe 2 weeks. I mean, this thing's going to Europe. They took it back in Europe and fixed it. It came back really, really quick. And that one had a sound issue with it. This one has the screen issue. I have no idea how long it will be out, but luckily this is my backup, and it is the one I use for the stream here with us. So, anyways, so tonight we'll talk about a few different things. Steph, how are you? Yay, Steph is here. New gear, and others are into this week. Yeah, there's some new gear. Yeah, Eric, how are you? Actually, I didn't realize Matt actually joined the membership as well. So Matt actually yesterday. Yeah, okay, calm down there. Calm down. Matt came in the shop yesterday and got himself a beautiful Paul Reed Smith Core model 594 thin line. Really nice guitar, super nice. Much nicer than this. This is just a custom SE. So, but tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about kind of stuff like that as well. We're going to talk about gear and what it means to you. That's one of the topics. I got a few topics we're going to talk about tonight, as always, and we'll bounce around as we always do. But gear, what does it mean to you? I mean, how much does gear matter with you playing? And I'm going to talk about what it means in a couple different ways. So gear, if you are a guy playing and you already have skills, I mean, if you have mad skills and you know how to play, and people think, well, they go out and see you play, and you're playing a Nags or some super expensive guitar. You go out and see this guy, and he's got a Martin D35, that is all custom out, a D45 or whatever, and he's out playing and he's killing it. All right, he's just totally killing it, and you say, well, The only reason he's killing it is because he's got that really expensive guitar. He wouldn't be that way if he had a Silvertone or, whatever. But the reality of it is he would be. And I'll tell you a really good instance of this. I was in California and I was coming out of class, and there was a guy that was on a park bench. And this guy, and I'll go back a little bit further. Before I left to go out there, I was told by a guy that I played in a band with, and he said, listen, he goes, you're a hot shot. You're a hot shot. You're a good guitar player. But always remember, there's always somebody better than you. And I kind of like, yeah, whatever. So I was just kind of like, yeah, there's people better than me. I know you're better than me, but they're few and far between. Come on, I'm really good. That's what was in my head at that point. And he said, listen, just remember, there's always going to be somebody better than you. I said, all right, whatever. Went out there, walking down Hollywood Boulevard. And here's this guy, old black guy, sitting on a park bench. And he is just killing it. I mean, just killing it. Absolutely murdering this guitar. And it is a junk guitar. It's a harmony. I mean, it's just an old harmony with the action super high. And he is just tearing this guitar to shreds. I mean, just playing stuff that I was just like, whoa, what is that? Could not believe it. And the light bulb went off in my head. And I went, that's the guy. That's it. I suck. And Michelle, how are you? Good to see you. And the light bulb went off, and I just went. After that, I was kind of like, forget it. I'm just a small pea in this pond, and there is guitar players everywhere way better than me, and I'm just a guitar player. I do my thing, and when people say, man, you're really good, I say, thank you. I appreciate it very much. And that's, I do appreciate it. I mean, I really do. But I always know that there's some guy probably 200 yards from me that can tear me to shreds. And nobody even knows who he is. I have several customers that come in the shop and they're killer guitar players and they don't play out. I'm just like, oh my God. I keep getting all these gigs, but these guys are way better than me. Can you get people to dance playing Yngwie Malmsteen in a club? No. The only thing you can get people to do playing Yngwie Malmsteen is if you're playing, and this has been proven. A buddy of mine, Jerry Hemby, who's one of those people that you go see and you just go, I'm not worthy. You're just like, oh, this guy is so good. But he used to play in this band, and they played stuff like all this Elvis stuff. And the solo would come and Jerry would start sweep picking just all this crazy Yngwie stuff during an Elvis song. And you would just go, oh my God. But the dance floor would be packed. That's the only way you can get away with doing Yngwie is if you incorporate Yngwie into something else that's not Yngwie. Are you going to be able to play Yngwie songs and have people dance? No. It's like going to a club, and I'll take this story back to another way. I was on the road with Einstein's Attic, and we were playing this place, and this guy kept coming up to the stage. He kept going, Queen's Right. Play some Queen's Right. So our singer, being the person he was or is, said, freeze frame? He said, what? Freeze frame. He's going, no, Queen's right. He goes, freeze frame? He goes, no, Queen's right. Freeze frame. Okay, guys, let's do freeze frame. Freeze frame. The guy goes, screw you guys. You suck. Because we knew Queen's Right is not a band that you're going to play that anybody's going to dance to. It's good for the guys sitting in the, just like Yngwie, the guys in the back of the club going, like the guys that asked for plate Petrucci, Dream Theater. Missed a lick. Oh, those are the guys that I can say, hey, yeah, you're better than me. But the difference between you and me is I'm getting paid and you're not. Oh, that's what we see. I mean, I see guys like that all the time. They're great players, and I totally admire them as players. But most of the guys that I see, and I give a lot of people heck about this. These players that are great players, but they hold themselves into this little box. And this little box is the hold me down box. This is a box that I'm too good to play Huey Lewis and the News. I'm too good to play Jay Giles Band. I'm too good to play Your Love. I'm too good to play What's Up. Okay, you are really good, but that attitude right there will hold you back for the rest of your life, and you will never make a dime being that way. If you just sit home and you say, I'm just going to practice playing Dream Theater or playing, Queen's Right, or just playing George Lynch licks. That's all you're going to play is George Lynch all the time. Nothing wrong with your playing. It's the attitude. And the attitude has to change if you want, especially if you get older. If you're younger and you're still growing up in this thing, you have to figure that whole thing out. But if you're younger, you figure that out. But if you're older, if you're 30s and you haven't figured this out yet, and you're still sitting there telling yourself that you're going to play what I want to play, and that's all I'm going to play, because I'm only going to play stuff that shows how great I am, you're going to be like so many other people that don't make a dime in this business. I've made a good chunk of money my career because of one thing. I wasn't afraid to play stuff that I didn't know how to play. You have to open your mind. And this is one of the things they teach you, that you have to be open-minded. That you have to open your mind, because trust me, I didn't like Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. I didn't like Prince. I didn't like Morris Day and the Time. I didn't like all the funk groove stuff. But once I learned how to play it, I totally liked it because I understood it. I totally said, wow, this is really great stuff. This is you get way more respect for stuff that you don't understand by playing it and opening your mind up to playing things that you don't normally play. Country is another one. Playing country, just because you don't like it, Once you start playing it and you start figuring out the mechanics of it, you start going, whoa, wait a minute. This is a game changer. I didn't understand. I didn't realize all these double stops and all this stuff. I didn't understand how they all worked, all this. But once you do that, you will open your mind up to a whole nother realm of music and philosophy. So I hope I didn't go off too much on that. Free your mind and your wallet will follow. Exactly, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. What else do we had here? Hulu, we have the right to change our opinion about music we used to make fun of. Exactly. Great players don't always equate to great marketable business. True. Being diverse and very open to all music and the doors unlocked. Exactly. You have to open your mind up. Elliot Easton was a country guitarist before he joined the Cars. Elliot Easton actually, yes. He actually, one of my customers is a guy by the name of Bill Bellamy. And you might know who Bill Bellamy is. Bill actually hired Elliot to play in his band. He actually fired Elliot Easton from his band. Why? Because Elliot was too country for his band. But at least Elliot tried, and that was the whole thing. Elliot did try to broaden his horizon in his mind. He wasn't afraid to go out of his box. My doors need to open. Exactly. You need to open your doors. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing other genres of music. Hey, by the way, we have 28 people in here. We only have 13 likes. So if you just joined us, please hit the like button and help us out if you can. I know a lot of people that are maybe on TVs and I don't know where that is. Ray Charles put out a fantastic country album. Absolutely, he did. All right, 29 people, and we only have 16 likes. So please hit that like button and help us out. It does help the channel grow. And if you are new to the channel, you haven't hit the subscribe button, don't be afraid to hit it. I'm not going to hound you. I'm not going to come to your house and shake you down because you subscribed. So, but anyways, so yeah, what I was talking about in the original thing about tone. Hey, what's happening? How are you? And but D's also, hey Randy, dual streaming your show and the Lucas Oil racing account. All right, great. I've got a little racing going on. By the way, this past weekend, Pat Patterson, the racing guy who was on here just a couple weeks ago, was supposed to be in Atlanta calling the race from turn 4. But luckily for him, his coach broke down and he was stuck in New Smyrna Beach getting the coach fixed. So he never got to leave Daytona to go to Atlanta. He's actually, I want to say Wednesday, he is halfway to the Coda right now. He's on his way over there to call that race. But he was lucky that he missed Atlanta because Atlanta was freezing cold. Everybody that called that race was like, dude, you didn't miss anything. So, all right. So, yeah, I was talking about tone. And, you know, guys show up and they have all this great gear and stuff. And they're really, I mean, they've got this great gear. And the guys go, oh, that guy's only good because he has it. No. When you see a guy that's really good, you can just put that guitar. Like I said, the old guy out there playing the guitar with the action this high was great. It doesn't matter what you put in their hand. They're still going to be a great player no matter what. And the tone is still going to be there. You could put me through, and I'm not saying I'm a good guitar player. I'm okay player. But you could put me through a pig nose. And it's pretty much going to sound just like me. It's not going to sound any different. It is what it is. You know, it's just your tone. I don't know what it is with this guitar. I don't think it likes to be drop tuned. Um, some other things I want to talk about was overrated guitars, and that'll kind of tie into the whole thing about the silver tones and all that stuff. We'll get into that. So, that's good. That's good, Wawa. Good Wawa. So overrated guitars. Somebody actually, ask me. He was asking me some questions. And he said, are these guitars any good? Is the hype really worth what it is? And, he's asking me about, Stratocasters. And I said, like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Squires? Are you talking about Mexicans? What are you talking about? I mean, he goes, you just see, all these Stratocasters all over the place. And I was like, you're still not explaining which ones you're talking about. And he was like, well, the good ones. And I said, well, like the American ones, are they overrated? And I said, no, they're not overrated. They are good guitars. He said, well, what's an overrated guitar? And I said, overrated right now, I would say Firefly. And he said, what? Those are all over the internet. Everybody's talking about Fireflies, how great they are. And I said, yeah, they are good. But they're good for their money. For the money, they're good. But when people tell me that that they are better than the Gibson or whatever they're copying, no, they're not. They are exactly what they are. They're a cheap guitar that's meant to be cheap so people can get into that style guitar at a budget price. But they are not a good guitar. I'm going to say they're a good guitar, but they're not a great guitar. And they are what they are. They are a budget-friendly guitar to get into the market. If you want to have a Les Paul or Firebird or whatever that looks like a Gibson, but you can't afford to buy the Gibson and you want to pay $150, I should say $150. I don't know why I was never mind. That's a radio thing. But if you want to pay $150 and you want a decent guitar, sure, buy that. Buy one of those. Buy a Harley Benton. They're both decent guitars. But they're good for what they are. Now, I see Brian put up the ESP makes a better Les Paul than Gibson. A lot of people will agree with you on that. It's funny, you see so many of these bands that are playing Rockville, which Rockville's coming up in May here at the Daytona International Speedway. And you see tons of, the EC 1000s with lots of these bands. They are great guitars. And I mean, the ESP, even the budget-friendly version of the ESPs, the LTDs, are good guitars. Neither one of these can be written off as junk. They're both good guitars. And I've talked about this, and ESP has appreciated that I've talked about their guitars the way I have. But yes, they're both those guitars are great guitars. Are they better than a Gibson? I'm not going to say they're better than a Gibson. I will say they're in line with a Gibson. But they are different. They are not. If I take an ESP and I stick it next to the Gibson is going to sound different. There is something about a Gibson with that front pickup that no other guitar can do it. They just can't. The front pickup is on a Gibson just has its own tone, and I don't know what it is, but even I mean, all the copies you've got all these Chipsons and stuff like that that supposedly sound or whatever like a Gibson. No, you don't. You look like it, but you don't sound like it. Trust me. All right, let's see what else we got here in the chat here. I know. I'm trying to look. You guys went by the chat went by pretty quick here. So let's see. Got 3 of them. They don't play like my Plect Charvel. No, they don't. ESP makes better. We talked about that. $250 Terrace. Terrace are going to get you every time, but you talk about Terrace. I'm going to tell you about this because this is on my side of the field because I am in that retail thing. A lot of the manufacturers have absorbed those tariffs. We're not paying them. Most of them, not everybody, but a lot of them have said, listen, we're going to sell them the same price as you have been paying, or maybe a little bit more because everything did go up this year a little bit. But we're not going to pass the tariffs off on you. So the tariffs don't really matter to a lot of it. Got 2 other power amps, 250. So okay, I don't know where is that going. I have no. All right, I'm behind in the chat here. Sorry, guys. I just got an EC 256 for $250. That's what Brian said. It's a pretty good guitar. Yeah, the 256 are not a bad guitar. Not at all. And Steph, I know you love the ESP guitars. That's your favorite guitar. And he loves the Charvels. Another good guitar. Both of those guitars are good. I sell appliances are up 15%. Yeah, so appliances probably they did not absorb the tariffs. But for guitars, for some odd reason, a lot of them did absorb. I'm a dealer for Kepman guitars. Kepman absorbed everything. Our prices did not go up one bit. It's crazy. Hey, we got 32 now, only 20 likes. So if you are in here and you have not hit the like button, please do hit the like button. Just say, bloop, hi. Just lets me know you're there. So, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, you like what's going on here, please hit the subscribe button and help me out. Uh-oh, Trips is here. Y'all don't say any more about Trips, all right? He'll hear us. Back in the day, there were some great guitars called Reverend out of Eastport. Yes, I know all about Reverend. She used to sell them before they moved to Korea. Well, the Korean guitars are still good. They actually do a lot of the guitar shows with me. I anticipate I will probably see Reverend guitars in 2 weeks when I get to Asheville, North Carolina to do that guitar show. They do show up to that show quite often, so it'll be great to see them. They make some great guitars. All right, let's check the tone here. Okay, tone's okay. You know, we're actually in E flat with this guitar. I don't think it likes E flat, so some of the tuning is kind of screwy on this guitar. So let's go down even farther. Making a new girl now sound a little evil. I bet pedals went up because electronic components went up drastically because of the tariffs. I don't know. You know, some did. There are some that did not. I do know. I think it was Newegg. Some of their stuff did not go up. So, yeah, like I said, some of the companies will actually or are absorbing the tariffs. So it's not across the board. Some, I mean, some are, you know, maybe getting hit harder than others. Because we all know that whole thing is all over the place. By the way, Bike Week is starting tomorrow here in Daytona Beach. So this place is getting ready to be a madhouse. And if you are planning on coming down to the Guitar Attic, I will be open through Saturday. I will not be open next week. I will close for Bike Week. I have next week. I have Tuesday. I will be at the Turn with Psychoustic. Wednesday, I will be at the Turn once again with Psychoustic. Then Thursday, I will come back into the shop. We will be closed, and I will load up the van with the guitars for the Carolina Guitar Show. And then I will hit the road that afternoon, and I will head to North Carolina. And I will be in the Asheville Guitar Show all next weekend. So if you're in Asheville, please stop by the booth, say hi, say you watch the channel, and you know, that whole 9 yards. So hopefully I'll get to see some of you guys if anybody's up there that does watch the channel. I know I do get some people, and you know, they do, you know, some of the shows will walk up and go, "Hey, I watch your channel. It's great to meet you." And I'm always excited to meet people. So how many guitars am I taking to North Carolina? Michelle wants to know. I'm not going to take as many. I don't have a full booth for this one. I only have a regular booth. I don't have like the booth that like I had Orlando. Orlando had a triple. This one I only have a single. So I think I'm planning on bringing about 22, somewhere around there, 20, 22, somewhere in there, because I have to wait and find out what my little buddy Bruce is bringing. If Bruce is going to bring 3, then I'll probably bring just 20. So, and that'll be it. You need to get a checkered black and white guitar to match the watch, the strap, and the hair. I already have a green and pink one. Yeah, it's funny. The black and white checker thing and all that, that all started with the NASCAR thing. Just doing the NASCAR tracks and doing the whole NASCAR gigs. So actually, no, I've always been big time into it. I've always been into the checkerboard stuff. I actually considered actually buying or ordering one of those cheap guitars from China that's all checkered out and just play it for like one song, just for like maybe Born to Be Wild or something. It's just consideration. I know Steph could make me one, but I can't afford it right now. I am broke. I spent yesterday. I spent a bunch of money because I bought a Gibson 59 reissue Les Paul custom shop. I bought one, just a regular one, and then I bought a custom shop Les Paul aged Murphy. So I bought both of those, and now I'm hurting. So that was a lot of money. So, and I got to keep as much money as I can because we do have a wedding coming up in October. I got to pay for that. I'm still hoping to pay for that. I got water in the guitar. Dang it. Hate that. Usually it's slobber from the dog. Not this time. It's just me. Just doing it. Yeah, I could be. I want a checkerboard guitar. So a question people ask me all the time, and I figured I would talk about this a little bit. And I'm just kind of going off stuff people ask me lately. But what's this? PR should be playing you for all the screen time, or paying me for all the screen time and stage time you give their products. I wish, Paul. I did have a little deal with them years ago. I did have a deal with them for accessories. I don't have a deal with them anymore, but cool. Matt is wearing his Guitar Addict shirt. I bet he looks just like me. Except with a really long beard. So, anyways, they should be paying me. No, I know I do give them a lot of screen time, and who knows? Maybe somebody at PRS will see one of these videos and say, "Hey, this guy's always playing at PRS, and in the videos, maybe we should send him a guitar." They didn't. I mean, when I was traveling all over the country, playing all over the place and had a record and stuff, and actually used the record on the record and all that fun stuff, they didn't give me. It gave me pickups and stuff like that, guitar straps, t-shirts. They didn't give me no guitars. They gave me springs for the back of my guitar one time. Yeah, I had a weird thing in the studio. We were actually recording our album, and there was a weird, I don't think anybody else has ever had this problem. We had a weird, like, little, and it was actually coming off the springs of my Paul Reed Smith. It was really weird. But, that was how my whole thing started with him. I contacted them and I said, I've got a weird thing going on. We're recording our album and got this weird sound going, and it's coming from the springs. I've got foam in my springs in the back of the guitar, deadening the springs so the sound doesn't come through. And they sent me the springs and a t-shirt and stuff, said sorry about everything. And then I was playing in a club in South Florida, and a guy came up to me and he saw one of my Paul Reed Smiths, and he said, "Hey, do you mind if I look at that guitar?" And I said, "Sure, no problem." So he came up and he looked at the guitar and he goes, "I built this guitar." I went, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I was one of the guys that built this guitar." And I was like, "No way." So the guy goes, "Hey, when I get back, I'm gonna get with you and we'll see what we can do for you." And that's when I got the artist compensation thing with them for accessories. I probably could have got a guitar if I wanted one, but I never did. I already had 2 or 3 at that point. It was enough. What is it? Maybe Brian will write the dang company about that one time. I'm still waiting to find out if CFG guitars or Guitar Straps is ever going to send me anything. I mean, these are their straps, and I'm a big proponent of their straps, and I'm still waiting for them to kind of reach out to me, but I haven't heard anything from them. And I know a couple of guys have actually reached out to them to tell them, "Hey, this guy promotes your straps and says how great they are." And I haven't heard anything. So that's just the way it is. I have had a couple of companies reach out to me about some products, some monitors, or interfaces and stuff like that. Stuff that not anything I'm going to talk about on the channel. And I just, I'm not doing this to, just be a product guy. I'm not the guy that you're going to send a guitar to just because you want me to showcase your guitar. I have to really like your product for me to actually do something with it. So I'm just letting people know that. So if I like your product, yeah, I'll talk about your product all day long and help you out. So yes, Michelle, everybody should write into them and tell them. I like that idea. So, but what I was going to talk about, one of the things on the agenda. Hey, 32 people in here. Still, there were 32. I don't know how like 4 people drop off at one time. They're gone. But if you're in here and there's 27, I know. If you're in here, please hit the like button for us, please. And subscribe. Now we're 31. Subscribe, please, if you're new. And did you know that here's one of I look at my statistics, and all the people that watch my channel, only like 40% of the people that actually watch my channel actually subscribe. I don't get that. I really must suck. I must suck as bad on guitar as I do on YouTube. So, anyways. Okay, so this was, I was going to talk about this, really funny. Good evening, Randy. New or used? What's the best guitar at $750 price about? How about 200? Oh, so you want to know that type of stuff. $750. What can you buy? Are you talking? Okay, used $750. Ooh, that's a weird number. That's Mexican Strats or ESP stuff. Ooh, I'd say probably a Les Paul Studio. How about that? A Les Paul Studio is a good American guitar that's less than $1,000, and you can pick them up for about $750. 2K. Ooh, man, 2K. What would I buy at 2K if I had two? I'd probably buy. Mr. Shane is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Shane from In the Blues is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. All the way from Australia. Yes. How's it going, mate? But $2,000. What would I buy at $2,000 used? I can buy a lot of stuff for $2,000. I can buy a John Mayer for $2,000. One of the Silver Skies, which is a great guitar. I can buy a Les Paul standard. I can buy one of those. I can buy a nice ESP Eclipse. Man, there's a lot of stuff you can buy for $2,000 used. New, well, same type of stuff, just in the lower grades. So you can buy a reissue Strat. You can probably pick one of those up for a couple grand. And Unlimited, if I had all the money I wanted to go buy whatever I wanted to go buy, I would go try to find that 58 or 59, Flying V that I let go years ago and get one of those back. Because it seems like the reissues I get and like these ESPs and everything else I have, they just don't cut it. I'm sorry. The old V is something about those old Korean Vs that you can't replace. You just can't replace those guitars. They were so great. All right, what do we got here? I tried to get a Fender to send me a cheap guitar. I had a low-level guy that liked my ideas, featuring a regular, everyday customer instead of always endorsing signed guitar players. I didn't get one. No, Fender's not a company you want to reach out to try to get a guitar from. No, that's just not one of those companies that's going to send you a guitar. No. And just like, when I had the deal thing with PRS, they were still a little company. They weren't a big company like they are now. The odds of getting something from one of these big companies is almost slim to none. I'm numb. None. So, yeah. That's why there's so many creators on here that get these Fireflies and this, whatever, these other offshoot companies. They get a lot of those for free to showcase these guitars. And they're only doing that because these little companies want to get their product in front of people, so they will buy them. And they do a great job. A lot of these guys that are showcasing these cheap guitars do a great job, and they do sell a ton of guitars because of these creators like me. But I'm not the guy that's just going to take a guitar. I did reach out to one of my friends that is he's making some really nice 80s shred guitars. He does some fantastic finish work. I mean, everything he's doing with these guitars is great. And I said, hey, why don't you let me take one? I'll put it on the channel. I'll play it and show it to everybody. He hasn't come back to me on it. So I don't know if he's going to do it as well. So are we losing somebody here? I'm out. Oh, Steph is out of here. All right. I will see you later, Steph. Have a good one, man. Michelle was telling him bye-bye. End of the year sales in January seem to be a really good time to buy. The best time actually to buy is in December. The last week of December is the time. Okay, all right. So I'm kind of surprised that they did not reach out to me as well. But here's the other thing. I only have 3,600 subscribers. I'm not like big guy here, Shane in the Blues, who has 8 million subscribers. But he does a lot better job than me, so it doesn't matter. He's a better guitar player than me. He's a better everything. And he's better looking than me. So that counts a lot too. So, but no. I love messing with everybody. I know you've been doing it longer. If I had been, here's the thing. If I had started my channel or kept my channel when I started this whole journey, like 2005, I think it was. I put my first video on YouTube about 2005, I think it was. It was very early on. And if I had been doing it the whole time, because when they actually started, when YouTube started, I just thought there was no money in it. Why? I just would post stuff randomly just to kind of show some things or whatever, and wasn't really in it for money or anything like that. I never thought there would be any monetizing of any of this stuff. And now some of these guys can make a pretty good living, or do make a very good living doing this. I just want to make a little extra income to pay for some of my gear. And I believe that's probably what Shane, you're probably the same way. You just want some stuff to be able to pay for some of your trips, go around. And that's me too. I want, to kind of pay for some of the trips I do and do the content, because when we do these videos for you, they do take up a lot of time. These live streams like this, I'm taking the time out that I could be sitting on the couch watching Chicago Med, I think it is on right now, or my AEW wrestling that's on right now that I'm not watching that because I'm with you guys. I could be doing that, but I like doing this. I actually like this. And if I do pick up a few subscribers when I do this, I'm happy. And the likes and all the other stuff. So it's just to kind of get the word out. And that's what we do these for. Is just try to get the word out. And we try to share some information with you guys, which I think tonight we shared some pretty good information with you guys and helped you understand some other things. So, and that's part of the whole thing about it, Anyways. By the way, I played the Hard Rock this past weekend with my band. First time we had played the Hard Rock. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And Jeffrey the Great Dane came out and joined us. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't know who Jeffrey the Great Dane is. Jeffrey is my dog. Well, I guess he's my temporary dog. He's my daughter's dog, but he's a dog she gave to me, but I didn't want the dog because I didn't want a dog, but she gave me a dog, and I got this giant, massive Great Dane that's 150 pounds and stands 4.5 feet tall. Just not, if he gets on his hind legs, he's taller than I am, and I'm 6'1". So, Jeffrey came out, and this dog, he's a mad dog. He's a mad dog. We just, oh my God, we just don't know what to do him. He was the best dog. He was so good. I mean, I have to praise the dog because he was so good. Everybody loved him. He was friendly to everybody. He loved kids. He loved parents. He loved just people walking by, drunk people touching him. He was all good. Okay, so you want to hear the guitar? Okay, sure. This guitar, unfortunately, I don't have a tuner on this thing because the Quad Cortex screen broke. So, but I'll give you a little demo. So if it's out of tune, I'm sorry. There you go. So yeah, the PRS is a nice little guitar. So I hope you like that, John. So yeah, we played the Hard Rock the other night. I don't, I initially thought this guitar was going to be my backup, but this guitar did not work out for that. So I hate to say it. Don't tell my wife. This is probably going to go in the shop for sale. She loves the Aruba Blue, as I call it. But I don't know. I'm not bonding with it. I have taken my guitar that I've showed people that guitar that was on the motor coach traveling around from racetrack to racetrack, came back from Phoenix because that's where it was at the last time, and brought it back from Phoenix. And I've had that guitar. I have taken that guitar and played with it, and it's my drop D guitar, and it sounds good. It's a Paul Reed Smith. What is it? Oh God, I can't even remember what it is. It's another Paul Reed Smith. It's one of these SE things. I don't even know what it is. Isn't that great? Own a guitar shop and don't even know what you're playing. But it sounds great. It really does sound good. It's a really good little guitar. It's not as pretty as this one because it's just a tobacco sunburst thing, but I don't care. It sounds good, especially in drop D. It sounds great. So I'm going to keep that one for sure as my backup. Well, not all the time because I do rotate guitars as my backup. Sometimes I'll bring the V out as my backup. The red one every now and then will become the number one because I have a Johnny Highland that is my number one. And that one sometimes rotates with that one. And I do have a purple one that I do. That's a CE3, which a lot of people don't even know what the CE3 is. A CE3 actually was the predecessor to the CE24. So I have that as well. And that's a great guitar. Hot blues and rock tones. Yes, it is a nice guitar. It really is. But yeah, just something about it. I don't know what it is. It's not bonding with me. I can't seem to get around it like I want to. Oh. Yeah, something about it. I just don't know what it is. Don't know. What's happening, Ryan? How are you? So yeah, this one will probably go up on the rack, and somebody else can have it, and they probably will bond with it a lot more than I will. So, anyways, that's the way it is. So don't forget next week we will be here. We will be here for sure. Even though I got to play a gig that day, I should be back in time to do the stream, and we'll talk more guitars as well. We'll do that Wednesday night. Then I will load up Thursday to head to Asheville, North Carolina. So sorry, late. Steph said to check in. Legacy is lost. Your legacy is lost. Well, I'm gonna drop tune. Keith is from Edgewater. Isn't that where the yeah, that's where the No Name is. I played there before. Yeah, I used to play there for Bike Week a lot. Didn't John Taffer try to save that place? Couple towns south. I know exactly where you're at. Like I said, I played down there. That's where Coffee used to have his AC Pawn was down there. Used to buy guitars out of AC Pawn. I think it's still there, but Dave Coffey doesn't own it anymore. So that's where the Chick-fil-A is, right there before you if you get off the interstate, the Chick-fil-A is right down the end at US 1. Former student of Teddy Rondinelli up in Long Island back in the 80s. Okay. So I'm actually going to play with a band out of Edgewater. I think is based out of Edgewater, a band called Crash Rocket. I've been playing with them in March. Be out with those guys for a night. So I won't be with the Occasional Astronauts that night. I'll be with them the next night after that, but not that night. Oh, his brother played in Rainbow, the drummer. Okay. Oh, you love, cool. Ladybug loves Crash Rocket. Well, I'm going to play with them March the 20th. I'll be playing with them. So get to play with Jenny. Jenny, their drummer, I actually played with her husband, Billy, who was in Occasional Astronauts when I joined the band. When I subbed with the band. I was a sub when he was in the band. I used to sub, for that band for a couple of years when their guitar player would go out and play with Billy Bob Thornton. And I did that. And Billy was awesome play. Billy used to play with NSYNC. He played with Pat Benatar. He played with Gloria Estefan. And he played with somebody else. Can't remember. But he was with NSYNC for a long time. He was like the main guy playing drums with them. And then he left our band and he decided to retire. And I will get to play with his wife, who I think she played with Enrique Iglesias, which is kind of funny. She plays with a rock band, but she played with Enrique. So I'll get to play with her, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So get to play with the whole family. Yes, she is a very awesome drummer. She's a good girl. Good girl. She's a lot of fun. Yeah, they lost their guitar player. They had a really good guitar player, Brian Magner, who I took his place in a band called the X's after he left them, and then they formed Crash Rocket. But it wasn't called Crash Rocket when it first started. It was called something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. And then they stole our bass player. He went and joined with, and then Brian and him got in a fight on stage. So yeah, Brian was a really good guitar player, really good guy. I always enjoyed him coming into the shop, and we just sit there and chit chat and stuff. So, but anyways, so you guys showed up a little late. I can't believe you guys all falling in late. Paul Bender from Fun Pipe. I don't know who that is. I play with John Bender. John Bender was our singer in Einstein's Attic. I think he's inmate 428776 now. Brevard County area. Well, yeah. Okay. Home of Pintos. Hey man, you have a new subscriber. Cool. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, if you're on here, please hit the subscribe button. Become part of this and help me out. Trust me. It does help me out. I'm not going to hound you. Trust me. I'm telling you, I'm not going to hound you. You won't get any emails from me. You won't get anything from me. You just become part of the channel. And it lets you know that I'm back on. And you can come out and here and hang with me on Wednesday nights. And also, I'll post the video from the Asheville, North Carolina. You'll get to see all the cool stuff that's going to be up there, because we know still smells like puke and Pintos. No, it does not. They moved all those people outside. Pintos smelled fine the last time I played in there. So I like playing Pintos. They just can't afford us. They actually told us, you guys are too expensive. We can't afford you. I was like, okay, well. Yeah, my cologne smells good. At least my wife says so. All right, enough of that. Enough of the gibberish. You know what that means? That means, yeah, it means this. Sorry, guys. See you next week. Have a good one. Randy, got to go to bed.
You've been watching Randy's Guitar Attic on YouTube. If you like tonight's show, please hit the like and subscribe button. Until next week, so long from the Sunshine State.